As you can see on screen, we have our first in-game image, we think, of what Rem is going to look like in Deadlock. Hey everyone, this is Connor here at Dead Unlocked, and I'm excited to talk about this image today, as well as a couple abilities that have leaked for Graves, another new hero that we've talked about some on the channel already that is leaked, that should be coming to Deadlock. But can we first just acknowledge how awesome Rem is? I mean, it's cool to finally see something that appears at least to be almost verifiably guaranteed to be in-game. And Rem looks adorable. I mean, this is an adorable little dude. I keep using that word. Absolutely a honk shoer. He's got his PJs on, he's got his pillow, he's got his little night hat, he's got his candle. Looks like an owl or a crow of some kind, but either way, Rem is undeniably going to be a fan favorite character in this game immediately. Whether you love his abilities or hate him, it's certainly a cute character, a great design character artistically, so very, very excited to see Rem in game. However, let's hop over to our first look at two abilities that have leaked for Graves, another new hero that should be coming to Deadlock. All right, and these two abilities come as a leak from Hezi. This is someone who we've covered previously on the channel quite a bit. And for those that aren't aware who Graves has formerly been called Necromancer or Gravedigger. This is essentially a character who's, again, art we've leaked before. I'll show that on screen, but let's get into these two abilities here. We'll start off with Borrowed Decree. I think this is probably the 2, but I can't tell. I mean, this is the 2 and the 4 abilities, so one of them is the ult. I think this is probably the 2. Let's get into this. I think some of this was changed by Hezi just to kind of protect the source, but we're going to just focus on the actual ability itself. So, create a gravestone at a target location that constantly unearths ghouls. The gravestone can be destroyed by a heavy melee. Max gravestones of 3, time to raise ghouls 6 seconds, duration 30 seconds. Ghouls shamble forward before eventually exploding, dealing spirit damage. Again, I don't know if a lot of the numbers here are just placeholders or have been changed to kind of protect sources, but in any case, this is awesome. I mean, I was kind of wondering how a Necromancer or a character like this would work in Deadlock, but it's cool that we get a character named Graves that is going to use Graves quite a bit as a part of her kit. So either way, I'm a big like summoner player. Like I like playing McGinnis even just to have turrets, and like when Calico had her like cat turrets way back in the day, I was a big fan of that. So I'll probably play a lot of Graves, and this is just going to be a fascinating character to see if this is just a terrible ability, easily countered, or if this can be a real nuisance, especially like in lane. But let's look at the next ability here. Shambling Ghoul. Raise a buried ghoul that shambles forward. It explodes when it dies, dealing spirit damage and applying stun. And then we have some, again, potential stats here. Ghoul at 400 health, 350 damage, and then obviously a stun. Again, it could be either way. It could just be the fact that this character doesn't have an ultimate, and Borrowed Decree is kind of like maybe like a lower impact ult, you might want to call it, that just kind of you use throughout the game. Or it's going to be that Shambling Ghoul is kind of like I don't know, not like a mini, I'm trying to think of a good example. Kind of like just almost like its own kind of summoned objective that you would get. I'm thinking of some objectives in League of Legends. I can't think of the name of it right now, but you basically kill it in the jungle and then you can summon it to attack a tower. It's kind of something like that, maybe, but again, it's obviously not going to be near as hardy as that. And yeah, again, I don't know if this is going to be the ult or the 2, but in any case, 2 abilities right away for Graves. The biggest thing to focus on here is these are 2 summoning abilities, and these are actually going to summon a thing that moves forward for you. This is the first time we've ever had a mechanic like this in Deadlock, so if these abilities hold up and these are actually what's coming to the game, Graves is going to be probably like an instant pick for me personally. I just love playstyles like that. Always been a Necromancer like user in other games like Diablo 4 and other things like that. So in any case, super stoked about Graves and Rem's abilities leaking, getting more information about those heroes. Let's talk quickly though about maybe why some of these abilities have been partially leaking and what we can expect next. I've been seeing some people kind of reacting to why we're only getting partial leaks from Hezi, like just the 2 and the 4 abilities, for example. And I saw a whole Reddit thread about this, was kind of reading into it. I genuinely don't know either. I don't know that Hezi has even explicitly said. I think he joked about, or yeah, they joked about that this was like an engagement farming thing. Maybe that really is what it is. And again, if you're providing leaks, maybe that is a part of kind of the game that you're playing. But in any case, we really don't know why we're getting partial leaks here. I saw Deadlock Project 8 kind of theorize there's multiple test realms. I don't know if that's quite what's happening. I think there might still just be the one test server, but I think it's just the way some of these leaks are coming out is a lot more secretive than it used to be. When we got like the base leak and certainly the Deathy leak and a lot of the previous ones, people were just sharing screenshots and we were able to kind of show exactly what was happening in game quite a bit. I think Valve has really tightened it up over there as far as kind of the standard they're holding people in the test server to in regards to leaking information. So information may be a little bit more sparing from us, but in any case, what is coming next? So I think we can probably expect more things like this to slowly get out over the next few weeks. I don't know when the December update is coming. Right now, I am desperately trying to manifest like a mid-December because I'm actually going to be out of town on vacation from December 3rd through 12th. If the major update releases like on the 3rd, 4th, or 5th or something, I'm going to legitimately crash out if I can't like cover the update or play the game for 2 weeks after that. Oh, it's going to be a legit killer. So in any case, I don't know quite what the news will be next. I haven't heard anything from people who I usually get sources, source information from in the test server. It's kind of gone a little bit quiet. A lot of times, though, it feels like that does happen right before the update. So is it going to be in a few days? Is it going to be in a couple weeks? I really don't know. But if we're able to, at least, I'll absolutely cover all the news and all the latest that comes out in the next couple weeks here at Deadunlocked rather. But as always, thank you all so much for tuning in. And from our house to yours, we'll see you all next time here at Deadunlocked.